1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's have a look at Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Now, I suppose the very first thing that you should consider when you're trying to learn this piece is to get familiar with the chords that Elton John uses when he wrote it. Now, there's only maybe 5 chords that are very commonly used, and with another 1 or 2 chords just kind of thrown in there for a little bit of color. So it's not too much, and the majority of the chords are played with the right hand. So when you're learning them, you only really need to learn the right hand chords, okay? Now, in case you're wondering, the chords are written above the musical staff. Those are the little letter signs above your music that you see. So our 3 main chords here that we see are the B flat chord, the F chord, and the E flat chord. And as this piece is in the key of B flat, that is the 1 chord, B flat, the 5 chord, which is F, and the 4 chord, which is E flat. So let's have a look at these 3 chords in the beginning. All right. Now, when you're learning the chord, I really suggest you learn it in its root position, its first inversion, and second inversion hand positions, as well as the larger full octave arpeggio hand position, okay? All right, so looking at B flat, here's the B flat chord. This is the one chord of the piece, okay? So in the B flat chord, you have B flat, D, and F. And we'll just cycle through the positions. So here's root position. All right, now we're gonna go up. Now you have to remember B flat, D, and F. Go up one position, now D is on the bottom. This is first inversion. B flat, first inversion, okay? And we're gonna go up another and play B flat, and it's second inversion, all right? So you notice it's F, B flat, D in the second inversion, all right? So just practice those three positions quite a lot until you get familiar with that chord, all right? Also practice the B flat arpeggio, because you will probably see this as well in the piece, all right? Let's have a look at F chord. So this is the 5 chord. In the F chord, you have a F, A, and C, all right? And this is the F chord in root position. Now, let's go up our positions here, all right? So here's first inversion, A, C, F, and then second inversion, C, F, A, all right? And don't forget our large arpeggio fingering, okay? Finally, let's do E flat. This is maybe a little harder to find, all right? Because there's quite a few flats in here. You have 2 flats. So you have E flat, G, B flat in root position. And we'll go up to first inversion here. G, B flat, E flat. And then into the second inversion. B flat, E flat, G. All right, and here's the large arpeggio fingering. So you have E flat, G, B flat, and the octave E flat, okay? Now those are the 3 main chords in this piece. There's also a C minor chord that might be a good idea to learn. And that's this one, C, E flat, G. And in its inversions, we have there and there, with the large arpeggio being this, all right? And we have some incidental chords like the A flat chord, which we find in bar 12. Now, I would learn that. You only really need to learn it in one position in the left hand, because that's where he's playing it, all right? So we have C, E flat, and A flat. Now this is in its first inversion. The normal A flat chord is here, A flat, C, and E flat, all right? But in this piece, you're only going to see it in first inversion, all right? I think there is one more chord. Let me have a look. It's the G minor chord, okay? And there's our G minor chord. So you can cycle that G minor chord. Actually, we should probably play that with our right hand. You can cycle our G minor chord through its 3 different positions. Now, when you're doing the practice for these chords, right, I really suggest, and I'll show you with the G minor chord, that we just go up all the positions as a warm-up, all the way up, back up to our root position and back down, like this. And do this every day until you get really familiar. For example, here's B flat. And trying to keep your fingering consistent. Okay? So, for example, in our right hand, we try to do 1, 3, 5 or 1, 2, 4 for root position. 1, 2, 5 for first inversion. And 1, 3, 5 for second inversion. Try to keep those fingerings consistent through this piece. All right? All right, that's it. Okay, now that you've learned the chords, let's try and sync that up with our right hand alone practice. Now, as you learn the right hand alone, just try to look at the chord symbol above the line at the same time that you're playing the right hand, and try to see the chord shapes that you are actually playing in your right hand as this piece is going along. For example, let's take the beginning here. So I'll take the beginning super slow, all right? And this is a B flat chord. You'll notice that's in second inversion. Here's my F chord. Now this is an F chord. I'm outlining it, I'm not playing the third. Here's my E flat chord. Notice these are the large arpeggio hand positions. And back to my B flat chord. That E flat's not part of the B flat, but here it is. Here's the B flat chord. There's E flat, B flat, back to B flat. With my arpeggio here. Okay. And you can continue doing this through the whole piece. All right. Just naming the chord as you play the right hand all the way through. Now, once you've learned the right hand, I really suggest doing the left hand by itself. Even though the left hand looks fairly easy to play, it's really important to get the fingering correctly so you're not like doing weird jumps as we're playing. Now, as you're doing left hand by itself, try and sync that up with the pedaling that you see on the page, okay? Because normally we'll sync our pedal up, foot pedal up, with the left hand movement. Now, in general, you'll want to pedal every time there's a chord change. Now, this is not always the case. If you see it measure 5, you don't pedal the beginning of measure 5, and that's because of the movement in the right hand. So you should try to practice that when you're doing left hand alone. So just to show you, I'll just do 4 measures here. So we're going to go at the beginning with my pedal, and I'm going to change my pedal here, pedal here, pedal, pedal, pedal up, pedal down, pedal up, pedal down, pedal up, pedal down, pedal up, pedal down, pedal, pedal, pedal up, pedal down, pedal up, pedal down, pedal up, pedal down, pedal, pedal. Now, pedal every 2 notes here. Pedal, pedal, pedal. All right, and so on and so forth, all right? I'm not going to do the entire thing, but you'll get the idea. So keep practicing left hand with the foot pedal until that becomes almost second nature. All right, once you've worked out the right hand chords and right hand alone, thinking about the chords, and the left hand alone with the foot pedal, right? What I would suggest is doing it also hands apart with my video, the very first part of this video. Now, I've set the metronome and playing that video, that demonstration video on at quarter note equals 72. And if you can play it hands apart at quarter note equals 72, then, and staying exactly with me, then you know, you've pretty much learned it, that hand by itself, and then you're ready to put it hands together. Okay. Now, when you put your hands together, right, I'd say keep the metronome on, right? And what's really important about this kind of music, this kind of pop music, is you really are conscious of where every beat lies in every measure. Now, if there's a measure in particular that you're not quite sure where each beat is, right, I would encourage you to work it out and write those beats in. Right? Just put a little line above every note where the beat lies. Okay? And that'll help you to stay in time with the metronome as you're playing this. Okay? Now, when you first start with the metronome hands together, I really recommend you go super duper slow. Maybe like quarter note equals 42 or something like that. Something really extremely slow, so that you're able to just put each note that lies on beat 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the clicks of the metronome, and that's very important. Okay? Now, for example, I'm just going to show you a little example here. I have the metronome at quarter note equals 60, and I'm going to play from measure 5 to measure 13. Okay? Here it is. And that's another point, is you don't always have to start at the beginning. You can just pick a little section here and try that section with the metronome, all right? Smaller sections you pick, the more chance of success you'll have, and you'll find it a little bit less frustrating to practice. Okay, here we go. Here's measure 5. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I was really trying to put every single beat in place there, as well as using my foot pedal as the music was directing me to. And now if you apply that to every single section of this piece, you'll find that you'll be able to really play this piece well. Okay, guys, good luck with your preparations, and we'll see you in the next video. That's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please consider clicking on that like button and subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching.